Welcome back to The American Rancher. For some individuals, ranching was their first love, but they were gifted with other talents that led them down different paths. The blend of their business with a passion for ranching has proven successful for legends in sports, music, and business.
I talked my parents into letting me buy day-old dairy calves, and I'd bottle feed them, and first one we went and got, my mother took me out to the dairy and we got it, and it cost me $1.50. And we put it in a feed sack and tied the sack around its neck and put it in the trunk of the car and brought it home. And so I would raise them up to about 400 or 500 pounds, and then I'd take them and sell them at the auction barn. Once I got enough money to buy a heifer, I'd buy heifers, a beef heifer, and take them back, and then I'd built up to about 7 or 8 heifers, and I had a bull. And then about the time I got to that point, I got in junior high and started playing sports, and there wasn't enough time, so I had my first dispersal. And then I always knew it was something I wanted to do, and baseball gave me that opportunity.
Touring the Bellamy Ranch is a step into rural Florida. The scent of orange blossoms fill the air, and 200-year-old oaks covered with Spanish moss mark the places where the Bellamys chose to build their homes. The Bellamy brothers grew up on this ranch that's been in the family for more than 100 years. Located north of Tampa, it's just off Bellamy Brothers Boulevard.
We've had ranches all over Florida over the years. We've had leased ranches, owned big herds of cattle, but this operation here is our old home place, which has been in our family since 1870, this ranch. We just got a gentle herd around our home of Charolais cattle that, we can come off the road and enjoy without, you kind of get out of shape out there on the road, so when you come in, you don't want to have to chase the cattle. You want them to come to you. So.
Music was always a part of life on the ranch. Homer and Frances Bellamy continually encouraged the brothers to play. David's first instrument was an accordion. Homer first taught the boys to play guitar on what was actually a dobro that they got from Sears.
He took the nut out of it up here and used it, to pick. And so we wondered for years why guitar was so hard to play. And then finally we got a hold of a regular guitar, and it seemed pretty easy because the strings were so much closer to the neck.
Since the beginning, Bob McLaren and the team at 44 Farms have maintained their vision of being a fully integrated, across-the-board source for the best in Angus genetics. As important and as detailed as the cattle operation is, 44 Farms is just as focused on the people side of the business and truly makes this their expertise as well. As far as Bob McLaren is concerned, people will always be primary.
Well, our objective from the very beginning was to be a fully integrated program and to be able to grow our own foodstuffs for our cattle to consume is a high priority. And then likewise, the genetics program has just been the central focus of everything that we've tried to achieve the last several years. And we've seen that improve each and every year. We're really proud of the offering that we have this year and where our program's going in the future. What I really want people to know about 44 Farms is that we care, and whether it's the chef in a restaurant in Dallas or the rancher out here in Muleshoe, we care about how the products that we're selling to you deliver. And that's the hallmark of our whole program, customer service backed by a great product.
44 Farms highly emphasizes being a place where customers can call and really get to know them as ranchers. The gate is always open.
Well, our motto around here for all of our customers, whether they're ranchers or chefs, is to know your rancher. And we believe that if people will come see us and spend some time here in Cameron at the ranch, that they'll know us a little bit better, understand what we're all about, what our values are, what our objectives are, and it'll be something that they, I think, will see that they can play a role, and we can help them improve their program.
I can't tell you the right way to do it, but I'm gonna tell you my way to do it, which is ain't too bad. If you ain't used to much, it ain't bad. Well, the first thing we do is we make a Walt Garrison rub, which is very good, but we need to rub it down and just rub it in there. I use a lot of it. I probably waste a lot of it. It's an old recipe that I've had for, God, I don't know, 30 years, 35 years, and like I said, the rub, I use it on everything. You can use it on steaks, you can use it on pork chops, you can use it on ribs, you can use it on scrambled eggs, and so I use it on just about everything. So we're gonna put this, let me get the side here. We're gonna put this on the cooker. Walter Harvey, that taught me how to barbecue and taught me how to whittle, he said get the biggest briskets you can, because if you cook them right, they'll always be tender. And so I buy big briskets and I cook them for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's
with the
cooking.
fat side down.
It's cooking.
And then I turn them over and cook them for another 2.5 hours with the fat side up. And then when I wrap them in foil, which makes them just simmer in their own juices, I cook them with the fat side up, and the fat melts down into the meat, which I guess tenderizes it. It's pretty good. Well, after we put it back on the fire, after I wrap it, I'll cook it about another probably 14 to 16 hours. At a slow temperature, probably 200 to 220.
Well, when I got out of the service and I went back to school at Southwest Texas State, then now Texas State. Well, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to get into, but I knew it was something to do with agriculture. I was trying to be a singer on the side, but I didn't know how far that was going to go. And so my dad was a school teacher, you know, for 30 years he taught school. And so I started getting a degree in agriculture education. And not that I really wanted to be a teacher, but I figured it covered such a broad area of agriculture, I could find something, you know, to do with that degree. So I did it and did my student teaching and got out, and I was still singing then. This was the year that I graduated, 79, I think. And so I was playing music on the side, and I was working on a little ranch outside of Martindale during the day, helping out there. And then, you know, finally one day when I unwound, took off, make a long story short, I quit working at the ranch and went on the road. Most of our summers we spent down there, especially after my grandfather passed away and my grandmother lived there by herself, and it was kind of up to my dad and my brother and I to help work the ranch. And so that's where, you know, I got my love of it, and that's where I learned about it, and so it kind of gets in your blood and it's still there.